Hey guys, this is Noel Padgaonkar here from Techie Paddy and welcome back to another video. I genuinely would like to apologize for a lot of delay. I think it's been a year I have not posted anything, but I promise I will try and post as much as I can. And this is not a tech video, this is a car review video. You might have seen from the title that this is the MG3 hatchback. And in this video, I'll be giving you my impressions of how this car felt like. I mean, it's not a review, this is an initial impression because I have just driven this car for about 160 miles from Birmingham to Stockton. And how was my experience was in this drive. I'll be also showing you the exterior, the interior, how much space we have, etc., features and so on. So, without wasting further ado, let's begin. So as you can see guys, this is the MG3 hatchback and this is the plain and simple key with just two buttons, which is the unlock and the lock button, and this has the key fob over here just to start the engine. Anyway, as you can see, this is a super mini category of a hatchback, and from the front it looks good. Honestly, I can tell you this looks very fluidic and very nice curvy design. And you can see that this is the most prominent MG logo, MG grill you can see. I think in India you might have seen this in the MG Hector or something, so similar like that. And you can see these are the headlamps. This is the daytime running light, which is the LED. This is the halogen projector headlamps, and these are the indicators here. Unfortunately, this car doesn't get any fog lamps, but that's okay. Moving on to this side, you can see how this car looks like. I mean, it is quite compact. This is the size of, if I put it in simple words, a Grand i10, some type of a car. Yeah, it's not that big. It is a super mini, so around Grand i10 or maybe a Nissan Micra, something like that. Anyway, so you can see that first of all, these alloy wheels, they look pretty good. Okay, a very nice 5-spoke alloy wheels you can see, and there are 4 nut bolts to that. You have disc brakes in the front, and the tire size for this car is 195/55 R16, so these are 16-inch wheels. And from the side you can see this is the outside rear view mirror. It's a huge mirror. The last time I saw this huge mirror was in an i10 back in India. Next, you can see that these are the door handles of the car, and I think I've just seen these handles very long time ago in some car like maybe I don't know, Suzuki Wagoner or something like that, but I don't know why MG chose to put this. But also there is no key hole over here. This is a key hole is only over there. Anyway, you can see that I'm going to just rotate and show you the back profile, and you can see that this also car comes with a rear wiper. Some cars don't come with a rear wiper here. These are the tail lamps. Looks a bit like a Volvo, and now in India the Scorpio. And this is the badging of MG3. This is the logo, and let me just unlock the car for you. And so like this, you see the stone indicator turns on, and over here you can see there are reverse parking sensors 1, 2 and 3, and you have the reverse parking camera right over here. Anyways, to open the boot there is a button underneath here, and just press it and it opens up. Boot space is not bad. I'll just put the figure of the boot space on the screen right over here. Yes, this is a rental car, but this does come with the rear parcel chef, but this doesn't have it at the moment, so yeah, that's fine. Anyway, this also comes with the rear defoggers and these defogger lines, so that's good, and the rear stop lamp also exists. Let's close this, and there's a nice handle to grab the boot and to close the boot. Weather is pretty good today, and it's nice and cool, around 16-17 degrees. You have the fuel filler cap over here, and unfortunately that can be only released from inside. I've just seen that in older cars, and nowadays you have to push to, and the tailpipe should be here somewhere, maybe here or here. I'm not sure, it's too hidden inside, maybe on the left side. Anyways, let me just open the hood and show you to reveal the engine specifications. And yes, opening the hood is from here, the left side. There you go. And now there's a lever right over here, somewhere here.
A few moments later.
Okay guys, I finally managed to open the hood. This lever is here to push it to this side. And oh, somebody left the windshield wiper cap open. Okay, I think this is built from the rental. Engine bay is dirty. You can see that that's a 1.5 liter engine. It's a joke, big joke, this 1.5 liter engine. I'll talk about it in the future video. You can see this is the brake ones. You have the brake fluid, that's the steering wheel fluid, the wiper washer fluid, the oil filler cap, and yeah, it's a pretty compact engine bay. I don't know how they managed to fit this 1.5 liter engine here. And that's the ABS sensor over there. Anyway, if you ask me, the hood is quite heavy, so I think I'll be very impressed with the the build quality of the car. Anyways, I'm going to right now sit in the back seat. You might be thinking, oh, this is inspired from some automobile journalists. Yes, Faisal Khan and Gagan Chaudhary, my favorite Indian YouTube automobile journalists. And this driving position is adjusted to my seating because I was driving, and you can see that I have good amount of knee room here. The under thigh support, to be honest, is not that great. You sit a bit uptight over here. You have the central hub over the central hump over here, and yes, you also get rear power windows because cars over here don't get rear power windows. Really? Anyway, this is the back side, and if you ask me, the visibility is okay, not great, could be better. This is a bit protruding towards showing the coupe design, so this kind of affects you in your blind spot area, so be careful when you're driving this. Anyway, there is no central armrest. You have 3-point seat belts on all the 3 seats, 1, 2 and 3, and you can recline these seats, I think 60-40, yes, 60-40, and that's it. Now let me just go to the front. So this is the front portion. This is over here the power window controls. You have the lock and unlock button over here. You have the outside rear view mirror adjustable switch. You have the headlight leveler over here, and this is the typical MG steering wheel. I think you might have seen this in the MG ZS EV. I don't know if you have seen that, or the MG Aster. This is the latest type of steering wheel. And if you ask me, the interior, it's okay for a super mini hatchback, but could be better. These dials remind me of maybe a Swift. I think the newer Swift had this type of a dial design, but you can see that this is a 5-speed manual gearbox, and really 1.5 liter 5-speed manual. Okay, what generation are you living in? Anyway, you have the buttons of a traction control here. This is, I think, the energy saving some button, I'm not sure. This is the hazard switch. This was so much hidden yesterday, I needed it and I couldn't find it anywhere over here. This is a bit of an ergonomic issue for me, sorry for that too again. And you can see that this is for the hazard lamp switches, that's all. And this is the USB charging socket over here. You have the 12-volt charging socket over here. Over here you have this cubby hole over here. You have some space here, you can keep something right here. And that's all. The door pockets are large enough to keep a nice bottle over there, but I guess not a 1.5 liter or a 2.25 liter bottle. Over here I've just kept the Europe car document, my sunglasses over here. Why did this honk? I have no idea. Anyway, I'm just going to turn on this car and show you the interior now. The speedometer does a full swipe. Be ready for a loud noise, because the music turns on randomly so loudly. See this. Yeah, this also takes a bit of time to, oh thank god it didn't be that loud. I'll just put it on mute, so there should be no problems. My phone Bluetooth is connected over here. Anyways, you can see that this is the touchscreen system of this car, and it is a pretty slow unit, of worst touchscreen system I've ever seen. And yeah, this is the TPMS button here. You can see that the tire pressure monitoring system this car has tire pressure monitoring system. That's pretty good, actually useful for long trips. But when you have to go back, how do you go back? So there's no home button here dedicated. I think you have to press the source button again, but it doesn't work out again. So you press this button again and it goes back. it should be a dedicated home button, or put some instructions somewhere here. Again, that's something which I would like to highlight. This navigation system, I don't think it is updated, and could be better. The worst part of this car's infotainment system is that this car has only Apple CarPlay. I'm an Android user. God damn it, this is my phone and this is an Android. I'm not able to use a navigation. You know, I had to keep my navigation phone over here and put the volume on Bluetooth and then listen to what the Google was saying. Bloody hell, this is not right. I don't know what you can do with videos, pictures, etc. and stuff like that. And what is in the setup, there's nothing. This key, volume, Bluetooth, this, that, etc. I don't know if there is any. I don't think there is any option of Android Auto here too. I don't know how it's going to update the navigation. I guess you'll have to connect to the internet or something. So never mind. Why doesn't it go back? Yeah, see. Again, I really don't understand this system. Sorry for that. Yeah. See, this is not responsive at all that much as I thought so. I'm sorry, this is going to be a raw vlog and a raw video, and I don't know. How do you feel about this? Anyways, you have the AC controls over here. This is not normal air conditioning. So when you press this button, this starts, and this is the recyclable aircon. The different modes where you want to put the aircon. This is the front defogger. This is the rear defogger. This is the fan speed, and this is the off and on and climate switch. Anyways, coming back to the stocks on the side, you can see that this is the light switch over here, and also this is for the multi-information display over there. The lights are auto, that's great. You have only the rear fog lamp over here. You do not have the front fog lamps as I showed you earlier, and the rear fog lamps are under the bumper. Anyways, this is the indicator stock also. On the right hand side, you have the wiper stock. I'm not sure whether the auto or not. I think they are auto, considering if this is a tech version, that's what they claim it is. I'm not so sure. I don't think this is an auto wiper, but anyways. And let me show you the information display over here. As you can see that this is right now show me the odometer. So when you start the car, always this car comes with default with the odometer. Let me just show you again. I'm going to change it with this button here, this button. Okay, it took me a while to figure out like this. So if you just turn off the car, it makes this alert, and it does a full swipe again. Sorry, I think that's music. I don't know why it went on. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. I put it on mute. It should be on mute. Anyway, did you just see? It just comes back to the odometer again. And this is the trip A, trip B. Your outside temperature, you have the 0 miles to 0, you have what is the current mpg you're driving, and this is the average mpg, and it's pretty good, but a 1.5 because this is my driving style. So this car have driven about 20% city and 80% highway, and I was constantly in the 5th gear cruising around this speed, around this 70 miles per hour. That is why this car. So when you're at 70, this car's RPM goes to around 3000 RPM. That's pretty good actually, considering you want to save up the fuel, so that's good. And that's all I think you have. That's all. This is the service reminder. That's it. Nothing else. On the steering controls, you have, this is the volume controls over here for that, and the call accepting and source change. This is the cruise control. I'm so glad they gave the cruise control. I don't know what the hell is this button. Never tried it, never pressing it, I don't know. Nevertheless, this is the key fob over here, and you have 6 airbags in this car, or 4, I'm not sure, because 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 6 airbags, 5 and 6. So at least this car is loaded with safety. I'm glad about that. Considering the music, I think there's a speaker there, there's a tweeter there, there's a tweeter here, there's a speaker there, and you have 2 more speakers back there and back here. And that's all in this car, honestly. I mean, if you ask me, this is enough for a first time buyer. I mean, if he doesn't want any more features and so on, you know. But if you ask me now, while I was driving, you can see this outside rearview mirror. It's nice and huge. This has actually aided me during the motorway driving, to be honest. It was pretty good. So yeah, that's it about this car. You have the circular aircon vents here. I'm just going to turn off the car and just step out. And that's all about this pretty MG ZS. No, what ZS? MG3 car. I mean, when I say MG, the first car which comes in mind is the MG ZS EV, because that's a brilliant car. this is an extra bit and I forgot to shoot while I was doing the walk around. I forgot to talk about the headroom of this car, and you can see that I am about 5'8", 5'9", and this is the headroom for me. Although this felt like a coupe, this is quite tall. It's like, you know, the tall boy design, Hyundai Santro tall boy design, and I feel this is okay for a person like me at the back seat. And for me, honestly, if you ask me, the 3 people sitting behind is going to be very uncomfortable. 2 people the best, because this is again a super mini hatchback. And that's all. I think let's get on to the driving thoughts about my driving impressions again. Sorry. Okay, so what do I feel about the driving impression? So first of all, when I started the car and I started navigating around the local circle or removing from the parking lot, the steering was hard. I don't know why. Usually when you're doing these tight circles and all that, your steering should be light, okay? But lighter than what I felt. I am telling you, German cars have a really better feel in this thing, in terms of this MG. I'm sorry, I'm bashing this MG brand, but see, MG brands are good, but this car is not worth it, honestly. Let's talk about the driving. So I was driving this car and I was slotting it into the 5th gear and so on, everything. And it was a good experience. I mean, the car was stable, but a little bit jolty on the highway when it was going a bit on the bumps and something like that, or undulated surfaces. So this is because of which the car sometimes just going up and down. The body roll was a bit well contained, could be better. I think I guess it's down to the tire size, because it's a 195. If you're again a 205, I think the handling would be much better. Anyway, so this car, I started driving, and initially the car started giving me around 35.5 mpg, and then slowly, because of my driving dynamics, my driving style of driving efficiently, and also using cruise control continuously, and also maintaining that constant speed, not braking harshly, etc. I think this efficiency came up to about 50.7. So this can go down, because if you're going around here and there, obviously the efficiency will go down. But what do I feel about the engine? This engine is a big disappointment. The engine is a 1.5 liter engine which produces 105 horsepower, I guess, and about 137 newton meters of torque at about 6000 rpm. In our family, we had owned a Skoda Fabia, which was a 1.6 liter having 105 horsepower, 4-cylinder. Again, this is a 4-cylinder because it didn't feel like a 3-cylinder thrash. And that car, I don't remember the torque figures, but somewhere similar. That car was so much better in, you know, picking up the acceleration and staying that speed, etc. See, this car has good gear ratio. That is why when I was at around 60 miles per hour is about 100 kilometers per hour or something. And this car was about 2700 rpm. So that's not bad in terms of efficiency, because usually cars are tuned in such a way that the rpm goes up to about 3000 rpm or something when you're at around 100 kilometers per hour. That's what I have experienced in a 5-speed manual. But this car was good in that sense. The gear ratios are pretty good, actually, honestly. I didn't have to work the gears much. I could start in the 4th gear easily. That's the advantage of this 1.5 liter engine. At about 30 miles per hour, when you are in the city and you're driving normally at 30 miles per hour, you can just set the cruise control, put in the 4th gear, and the car will return you a very good efficiency. That is what I will suggest. But this engine is not that well suitable for a good pickup. Unlike, see, I had driven a Vauxhall S Corsa before this. Okay, a Corsa. It was a 1.2 liter 3-cylinder naturally aspirated, 75 horsepower. This is also naturally aspirated. Yes, that car felt like a downside, definitely, because of the engine. I complained a lot, and yeah, you know, Vauxhall could have done better. But they have a turbo petrol engine, you know. They have a 1.2 liter turbo petrol engine producing about 130 horsepower. What else you need? That's a turbocharged engine. This car is solely available with only one engine option, which is the 1.5 liter engine. So guys, I'm telling you, if you're striving just to go around efficiency or something, I can't promise you whether this 1.5 will give you this efficiency, because I read the car reviews online and everybody said the claim efficiency of this car is 42.3 mpg. And it's good for some people. But for me, when I'm driving something like that, I mean a Vauxhall Corsa, a 1.2 liter 3-cylinder naturally aspirated returned me about 65 mpg. 65. This car gave me 50. Same driving dynamics, same distance, same mostly 80% highway, 20% local. Why did that car do better than this? No idea. I guess it's down to the engine. I can only say that is the only thing I can really think of. Engine is a bit of a downside, but you know, for daily use you won't even feel it, honestly. This car doesn't feel eager to drive, honestly. On the highway it was good, it was handling well and all that, but the thing is, you know what, when you're driving and suddenly you want to steer, you're steering, suddenly the car starts bouncing and starts going towards the white lines, and that's pretty dangerous. I think down to the tires again, but steering could be much better. See, that is a very nice chunky steering wheel, but this could have been better in terms of the driving dynamics. That's what I will say. So I guess let's get to the conclusion of this video. See, I'm not able to shoot a driving style when I'm driving this kind of a thing because I don't think I have the proper setup for it. So I'm apologize for that. So next time if I have any proper setup, maybe I'll just mount a GoPro, which I'm right now shooting from. Hello, that's GoPro 10. And I will be able to tell you while I'm driving, etc. But at the moment I don't have any mounts or anything, so I apologize. So this is what I can maximum do. Anyways, to conclude, this car costs about 12,000 to 13,000 pounds in between. I'm like, okay. But what if I told you in that similar range you could get a Yaris hybrid? I've never driven that car, but that's a hybrid. It'll give you much better efficiency. Again, that's a 1.5 liter. Again, that's a 3-cylinder. That produces 115 horsepower, 10 more horsepower than that. Plus you get a hybrid motor and you get better efficiency. My suggestion would be, I'm not sure about MG, honestly. I'm personally not impressed with the brand. See, it's a British brand. Morris Garages is a British brand owned by SAIC China. We have it in India, people have bought and they're happy, some have complaints, etc. I'm not personally happy with this MG3. I'm so glad MG is not thinking about bringing this to India because this would be a big backslash to this car. I mean, you're solely giving it the 1.5. In India, you are going over the tax benefits thing. So it's not worth it for this small car, a 1.5. See, the Skoda Fabia came with a 1.6, but that was a gem. That's a premium hatchback, to be honest. Skoda Fabia is right over there. That's a station wagon over there somewhere. But it's a hatchback, not even a premium hatchback. This is a super mini hatchback. It's lower than this. I think in India, if you ask me, this is Celerio for me. So that's it from my side about this MG. To summarize, I will say I was not personally impressed with this car. It is like in Hindi say, "ठीक है, चला लेंगे," but nahi, not at all. I will not recommend you this car. I will say look for better options. Okay, and I will also say if you want to see something like this car, maybe see which maybe has a turbo petrol engine, you'll love it to drive it. I'm telling you, if you're a driving enthusiast, avoid this car. If you just want to drive locally, just want to drive with ease and no stress and all that, then I think this car is okay. That's all from my side. Again, I'm saying so many times, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel Techie Paddy, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in my next video.